Junk journals are one of the hottest digital products currently selling on Etsy. Now, I had no idea what they were when I first heard the term. I just kept seeing them pop up again and again in my trend research. But I mean, I love a challenge, so I couldn't help myself. Yes, I have ended up with a junk journal store, and I cannot wait to share with you everything I learned. I honestly feel like it's one of the coolest niches on Etsy. There's so much potential in it, and it's so creative as well. So this video is going to be very beginner friendly. I'm going to be telling you exactly what they are. I'm going to go over some of the things that I think makes the niche really special. I'm going to design a complete digital paper with you, and then I'm going to show you 3 of my best-selling junk journal products. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jessa. I'm a mum of 4 small kids, and I have been a designer for around 17 years. For 12 of those, I've been selling digital products on Etsy, and I absolutely love it. I've made over 150,000 sales on the platform, and I love teaching all things Etsy to my students alongside running my stores. So let's jump into junk journals. So what are junk journals? Well, they are a digital product, and they're essentially where people buy printables and they turn them into a beautiful book which has almost like a scrapbooky feel. When I first started in the niche, I assumed that it was just digital papers, but it's much bigger than that. Yes, you absolutely have digital papers that look like these, but you'll also have beautiful folios, you've got ephemera, you've got mini envelopes, cards, all sorts of things that can be included in the junk journal. So there's heaps of opportunity to stand out with the diversity of products. So this is my junk journal store, and it has lots of different types of products. I would say the primary product is of course digital paper packs like this, but I have got lots of bundles, and I do have ephemera as well. So you can see we've got some tags, some envelopes here, and I have got these pocket folios as well, which do really, really well. So you can see I've got these 3 pages at the top. These are individual printable files, and people will print them off, cut them out, and assemble it like this. So it's a mini folio. Now, where is the best place to sell your junk journal printables? Etsy is probably my #1 recommendation, and it has a really stable and large sales volume when it comes to junk journals. But I mean, you could also put together an all access pass, a subscription. You could sell them on your own website as well. So there's lots of different options. The reason I personally love Etsy is because I love to spend all my time creating, and I don't particularly love driving traffic to my products. So I love that Etsy takes care of that for me, but it's totally up to you. Just remember that if you do put them on your own website, you do have to manually drive all the traffic yourself, whereas Etsy, it's all search engine based, so it drives the traffic for you. So why do I love the junk journal niche? Obviously, you can see it's so much fun. I've got weird things going on in my store like cats and clothes, and I've got my Meadow collection. I've got some beautiful fairies as well. So it's really creative and fun to make the products. Another bonus is that they're quite easy to create. So you don't have to do things like transparencies. Everything's flattened. You can just sell the final JPEGs, and you can even start with digital papers. They're probably the easiest to get started with anyway, and work your way up to the more advanced things like ephemera and fussy cuts and all of the lovely extras that go along with the digital papers. So in terms of making these and the beautiful graphics, you can see I actually have made these using Midjourney, so these are all created by myself, but you definitely don't have to. You can absolutely buy clip art on Etsy. There's heaps and heaps of clip art sellers on Etsy itself, or you can use another graphics site and just purchase a graphics bundle and use those graphics to create your junk journals. Another cool feature of the junk journal niche is it has a really high sales volume. Like you can see a lot of sales are happening, and while the majority of the products are quite a low price, you can absolutely use that sales volume and sell into a higher price product like an all access pass. You saw bundles in my store as well, which are a little bit more expensive, or you could do a subscription as well. So there's heaps and heaps of opportunity, but even with the low price point, because of the high sales volume, I do think you can absolutely have a store generating a really, really great income, even with the simpler products. Now, another thing that I love about this niche is it seems a lot easier to get a really high conversion rate, which is pretty unusual. Like a lot of my stores will be around the 2 to 3%, which is very, very much industry standard. But I find that my junk journal store has a much higher conversion rate. You can see it's 4.4% here. So this can make a big difference, particularly if you are selling a high sales volume of products. So you can see in May alone, I've made $1,310 USD, and that's with 202 products. I actually didn't add any products in May, which is pretty cool. It was on my to-do list, but I didn't get around to it. So, I mean, this was pretty hands-off. Yes, there were a couple of messages I had to get back helping customers, but other than that, the store is pretty hands-off, and I'm pretty happy with the way that it's going. So I hope that gives you a beginner's introduction into junk journals. Now I want to jump in and actually create some digital paper with you. I cannot wait to get started. Let's jump across to the screen share now. So for the tutorial today, I'm actually going to be purchasing some clip art from one of my favorite stores. This is Anne, and she owns the Blushing Penguin. She is incredibly talented, and I mean, it's going to be so hard to pick a pack of clip art to design with today. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with the Toilet Blue clip art because I do love it, but I'm going to get a couple of different graphics packs. Now, one of the coolest things about shopping on Etsy is it's a bit of a theme that stores on here will give you a percentage off if you buy a couple at once. For example, if I get 5 packs here, I can save 70%, which is pretty awesome. So that is the code. How many have I got in my basket now? 1, 2, 3, 4. One more and I can apply the discount. Okay, I'm going to get the coffee as well. The green butterflies. Might get the peaches as well. Beautiful. So I think I've got plenty to get started with. I'm obviously not going to use it all today, but I do love it discount, so I'm going to get multiple products at once. Just going to check out. So I've checked out. Here are my beautiful graphics. Thank you so much, Anne. I'll make sure I pop her store into the pinned comment on this video. So if you want to go get some gorgeous clip art as well, you know where to go. So I'm just going to set all of this to download. Beautiful. So I am using Photoshop today. You can absolutely use Canva. The size you need to make your document is going to be 11 by 8.5 inches. And I like to do it with 2 pages like this. So I personally find that these sell really well in my store, but you absolutely don't have to have the 2 pages there. I just personally think for the vibe of my store, I really like it and I think it fits really well. So here is the beautiful clip art. Now I'm going to split my screen so that we can easily see clip art and the graphics. And now I'm just going to add in my clip art. I'm going to do one feature animal on each page. So we might do the monkey and the giraffe. Oh my goodness, this clip art is so gorgeous. Now I'm also going to include some beautiful leaves. I'm just going to surround those like this. This is going to add like a little bit of depth and unity to the whole design. Looking good. Just going to move her over there. I assume it's a her. Beautiful. I love how that's looking. I think I might add like a bit of a cream into the background, or maybe even like a pale blue. We'll see how that looks. I actually quite like the white, so I'm going to undo that. Beautiful. So this one, I'm just going to play around with the side pages, see which one fits the best. I think I like this one with the white. I think that looks really good. So now I'm going to save this out as a JPEG. I need to make sure I'm being organized, so I'm going to put it in a folder, paper 1. Now I'm going to do the next one. So I think I might put the lion almost like full width. It's just quite landscape, so I like that. I'm going to add in some beautiful flowers. This pack really comes with everything, which is lovely. I always like to buy clip art that includes at least some greenery or foliage or leaves or something, because I mean, you always end up needing to fill a little bit of space. So when it all matches, it can be really, really helpful. That one's done. I'm just going to save that one out. Beautiful. So you can see here is my final product. Now Etsy has a size limit of 20 megabytes per file upload. You can upload 5 files. So you can see I've got 6 here. So what I'm going to do is actually zip these together. You can see that's 18.2 megabyte. This one will be 16. So these will be under the file size limit, and I'll be able to compress these into 2 zips. I'm just going to call them part 1 and part 2. So now we've got our beautiful papers. I'm actually going to go ahead and mock these up and create some product images. Here I am in Photoshop, and I've opened up my product image template. So I always create templates that I can use again and again and again. It just speeds up the creation process by heaps. So it's definitely worth putting the time and energy into a really good product image template that you can use in the beginning, and then you can use it for thousands of products down the track if you want to. So you can see here I've got all of my folders. I can turn these on and off, and all up I have 5 different product images. So you can see these items here. These are all actually smart objects. You can see over here in the layer panel, there's like a small icon. If I double click on that, it's actually going to open this up. So if I update this here, it's going to update on my product image template. So my next step is to just go through, drag and drop all the papers I've just created and put them into this template. Beautiful. So you can see I've updated them all here, and they've updated across the full document because all of them are linked. So you update one, all of them will actually update. Next up, I'm just going to update this color strip down the bottom. See how that looks. I might actually grab some of the clip art out. Beautiful, that looks perfect. Now the final step before I save these out and upload it to Etsy is I'm going to give it a collection name. I find when you create a little bit of an identity around your products, it makes a huge difference in the way that your customer perceives it and how valuable it is in their eyes. Along with this, it's easier for your customer to remember. So even though it's a small step, I definitely recommend it, and it's something that I will usually do with every product. Animal, I said jungle, toilet. Beautiful, so now all I have to do is just save these out. And I have a product that's ready to upload to Etsy. When I first started my digital product business, I used to scour the internet just looking for inspiration, just trying to hunt down how much people had made. Was it viable? How much can you make from a single product? I was really motivated by that. So I really wanted to share my top 3 selling junk journal products and show you exactly how much they've made. Let's jump in. So I'm doing my top 3 products. This is number 3. So you can see it's a bundle and it's got 98 individual little cutout items. It includes everything from the junk journal papers all the way to the ephemera, little cards, and a folio pocket. So it's quite a big bundle, and it's kind of a compilation of all the other products that fit within this theme. I've created like a bigger bundle. So this one has generated $340 USD, and it's sold 34 times. You can see I'm also running a split test here, and this one here has performed significantly less compared to this one over here. They're exactly the same product. I'm just testing the black versus the cream color in the background, but it's just interesting to see how big a difference there can be between 2 products with a very minor tweak to the thumbnail. Next up, we have another bundle. Surprise, surprise. I always talk about bundles as being the top sort of selling products in my store, and it's because everyone loves a bundle. So this is the Junk Journal Mega Kit Dragonfly. Now this was based on a trend in Insight Factory, and I actually combined the term teal and dragonfly and made like a mega trending product. You can see once again, it's got the journal cards. It's the exact same composition as the other product. It's just a different style. So you can see this one here has sold 66 times. It's made $660 in revenue. Now the number 1 product is not what you'd think. It's actually not a bundle. It's this one here, which is fascinating. So this is one of the first products I added to the store. And again, it was a trend I found in Insight Factory, shabby chic digital papers. So you can see it's a pack of 6 papers. And as of today, when I'm making this video, this is my top selling product across the store. So it's the product that's made the most sales, and it's the product that's made the most money as well. Now I've got lots of shabby chic journals, but you can see this one has sold recently. So it's right at the front. It's made $834.60 and sold 214 times. Now, as you can see, not every product's going to take off like this. This one here is sold 4 times. And if I scroll down, you're going to see a lot of products. And if I go to page number 3, you're going to see a lot of products with $0 revenue. And that is completely normal for a digital product store. You can see even on page 2, we're sort of hitting some products that make $3.90, $3.90, and then we're at 0. So there's a lot of products that never sell. And I really want to be transparent about the fact that not every product is going to perform like this. This is an exception, but I mean, the more products you get up, the more chance you have of creating a product like this. And this one product, it probably took me half an hour to make from start to actually getting it uploaded on Etsy. And I mean, the income from this, it justifies the lost time on the products that don't sell. So it's just an interesting thing to be aware of, especially if you are new to selling on Etsy. Not everything's going to sell, and that's totally fine. So if I was starting a junk journal store today, this is what I would do. The most important thing is to get a real volume of products up there, but they need to have a diversity of tags that are ideally attached to trends. We really want to find those holes in the market. So look for those low competition, high sales volume trends. For example, if you see that the product folio is trending, you might want to combine that with a trending style. For example, teal dragonfly is a great one. You can combine those. And obviously when you have 2 trends together, it's going to bring in more search traffic than if you just had one. So if you have a question about junk journals, feel free to let me know below. I would love to answer them. I'm always happy to give an opinion. Otherwise, I do have another video, which I think you will love. It's all things clip art, which is very, very close to junk journals. I'll pop the link to it just here. So feel free to watch that one next. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate your time. Bye for now.